Hello again. Another beautiful day. I feel amazing to be alive. I hope you all having a great and blessed day, peaceful day. Let's get into it. The trouble began when the federal government announced it would start drafting men to serve in the Union Army. Wealthy men could avoid the draft by paying $300 or hiring a substitute. Anger rose among Irish working class men in particular, who couldn't afford to buy their way out of a war they felt they had no stake in. They saw it as risking their lives to defend Southern slaves who would, in their minds, come north and only become competition for them. As it was, the Irish were already competing with former slaves in New York whose very presence undercut the wages of working class whites because blacks had little choice but to accept lower pay for whatever work they did. The draft began July 11th, 1863. 2 days later, on the morning of July 13th, mobs began assaulting blacks on the streets. They attacked a fruit vendor and a 9-year-old boy in Lower Manhattan and set fire to a colored orphanage in Midtown. They attacked white women married to colored men and burned boarding houses and tenements where colored people lived, stripping the clothes off the white property owners. They dragged a black coachman out of his home, hanged him from a lamp post, and then dragged the body through the streets by the genitals. In 5 days of rioting, anti-war mobs lynched 11 black men and drove the colony of former slaves in Lower Manhattan into a continual search for housing. Black residents moved steadily north from one unestablished and unsavory neighborhood to the next, from Lower Manhattan to Greenwich Village to the Coldwater Flats of the Tenderloin District, and finally to pockets of Upper Manhattan in the emerging district north of Central Park, known as Harlem. By the late 19th century, Harlem was no longer isolated farmland, but due to the rise in immigration from Eastern and Southern Europe and the completion of new subway routes, was now a fashionable district of middle-class Germans, Russians, Jews, and Irish living in recently built brownstones on broad boulevards, and of newly arrived Italians living in the more working-class outskirts of East Harlem. It was where Oscar Hammerstein bought and sold property during the boom years at the turn of the 20th century, and it was the district represented by Fiorello LaGuardia in the U.S. House of Representatives during the Depression. I wanted to share that for today. A few things I want to focus on. Again, that word, competition, competing. So the Irish, they began this 5-day riot against black folks because of competition. Now, they didn't want to go to war because in their minds, they felt like they were fighting for a people that was their competition, that was going to come and take their jobs, take away their livelihoods. So for them, it didn't make sense to go to war. But to attack, random black people and to attack 9-year-olds and to set fire to orphanages, man, that's the thing with hate, man. It's like you can see somebody as your competition, but for some people, you can compete against them but not hate them. But for other people, when they see you as competition, it's like they get fueled by hate, and it grows and it grows and it festers, and they act upon that, and they took action, and unfortunately they forced so many black people to relocate. It's it's just really unfortunate, and it's just this constant cycle repeating itself. Like how even with the bombing of Tulsa, how so many black people had to relocate again, and just this constant attack on black folks just trying to live, just trying to survive, and it's extremely unfortunate. You know, it's like the U.S. they allowed these immigrants from Europe to come in to, you know, be like to purposely come in and compete for jobs against blacks because they saw the black population growing, and so they were like, okay, to to figure out a way to make sure this group of people don't, you know, outnumber us. Let's bring in these different groups from Europe and make them honorary white people. Man, it's sick stuff, but that's the game that they played, and it's still playing. So that's all I want to share today, and I'll share again tomorrow, and I'm going to share what I'm watching. Today, I'm watching Without Remorse, the great Michael B. Jordan on Amazon Prime. This movie, so far, is probably my favorite Michael B. Jordan movie. If not this one, probably Creed 3. But this one is up there. In this movie, B. Jordan is such a badass in this movie. Like, this scene right here is pretty crazy. It's pretty over the top. But I love it. You know, I love seeing this guy kick butt and go out and get revenge for his slain wife. But yeah, this movie is pretty cool. I'm not sure why most people don't like it. I do not know why, but I love it, man. I love seeing him kick butt, almost be like a Batman or a damn superhero in this movie. But I don't know, like maybe some don't like it because it's super over the top. I don't know, but what film isn't over the top, you know? But yeah, this scene right here is extremely badass. B. Jordan. I can't wait to see what he does next. I just love his presence, you know. And this scene is pretty crazy. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what is he about to do? Is he about to blow this guy up? Like, what's going on? And, you know, he's going to set fire to this thing here. And I'm like, okay, cool. All right, he's going to walk away now, right? He's going to go home. And I was like, wait. He's walking towards it. I was just like, what's going on? And then he gets inside. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, what is he doing? You know, this was pretty crazy the first time I saw it. But pretty badass. You can see he is not playing around. He is serious. He wants answers, and he wants the answers now. But yeah, this movie, Without Remorse, is probably, if not my favorite B. Jordan movie, second to Creed 3, most likely. But yes, Michael B. Jordan, the great Michael B. Jordan. Love this guy. I believe he's going to do his next film, maybe I Am Legend 2, I think. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But you guys take care, and we'll keep sharing. Take care.